Okay, so I'm getting ready to process some of my material from yesterday. Here's a good gate. Use that. Keep life. There's a gate right there. And also a little bit of scrap aluminum here. Like here, some. I put a couple pieces near the end here so they're easy to get to. Fender, or it's fender and it's also like a basket, but I don't think it's complete. Okay, so I'm over here already. Took the back off the stove. Just gonna process the stove. Pull the knobs off. You have to get a different tool. That one is a little too fine. Stand by. Okay, so this one's got two heavy wires. They go from each end to the main lead. These ones like a strip. That's heavy gauge. I think number one insulated, so I can strip it on the machine easy. So those will go separate. I cut all these switches off for the silver contacts. Find a container now to put it in. The container I have right now is pretty full, so it looks like I have 9 stoves to rip apart today. I'll show you what I get out of the 9 stoves, the wire. These older stoves probably got good switches. Newer ones aren't as good, but it depends on a brand, which brand it is. If it's a good high-end model, it's got good switches. If it's a real cheap one, switches are really bad, really poor. Like I say, today I want to process some of those TVs also, and then if I have to dump it tomorrow, I'll dump it tomorrow. We'll see. I'll do a load today, hopefully. Once I have all these stoves done, because, you know, I want the contacts and switches and all that. Plus I want all the wire. I mean, it doesn't seem like much. The hell, that was somebody smoking on the ground there. That was weird. I stuck something on the ground, started smoking. That's bizarre. A little cloud of smoke. So if you get a stove, just like I say, for experiment, just save Save the wire from about 10 stoves and see how much you get. Right? That's usually a copper wire, but sometimes they're steel, so it doesn't look like copper, that one. The other wire will be underneath there to the elements on that side. So you can take any length of wire, they don't care there once they granulate it. It just goes into a machine, comes out little pellets of wire and insulation. So number one there. Okay. This one, like I say, a little mortar there. There's aluminum behind here. Usually what I do is I just twist it off. Like that. Breaks the frame. Then pull these knobs off. Piece of glass. I go like this. There, so I got a clean piece of aluminum here. No big deal, but there's a mortar here. It's like a little mortar. You can pop it off if you want. Well, it's probably not worth it, but take the two wires out of here. Doesn't seem like much, but it adds up. There's two screws here, but there's usually copper in here. See? A little bit of copper. It's probably a spool of copper. But sometimes it comes out really easy. But just get a flat screwdriver and then you can pop that off separate, but you know, the amount of stuff in there is not really worth it. It's a contact here for the clock. So anyways, leave it for now. I just have to clean underneath here now. Under the elements. There'll be the wire. Yeah, some of these will pop up. This one, probably a couple screws there, but I'm not going to bother for a little bit of wire. There'll be another wire underneath here for this element. Somewhat hidden, but two little screws here. If I take them out, I can get the rest. Okay. Like these brass contacts on here, if you really care. You know, they pop off, but it's just time consuming. Is it worth it, right? Okay. So that one's done. A little bit of wire. Okay, stay tuned. So I'm just scrapping this spoke, cutting the spokes here so I can get the aluminum out of our wheel. Using bolt cutters because it works easier than pliers. Pliers just hard on the hands after you get calluses. One takes a second. You can basically do it in a couple minutes. This has got a little paper edge here. You just gotta peel it off with a pair of pliers or a little screwdriver, and you throw this in a shred. a flat screwdriver. So I'm starting to organize stuff here. So aluminum pile, brass. This came off the fridges. I just take the wire off the fridges, that's it, leave the rest. Let them deal with the Freon and stuff. It's only tape here basically. Once you undo the tape, it just all falls out. Some have it rubber, some, this person I've seen tape, but here it is. The clean aluminum right there. So it's worth cleaning. It takes you, you know, with bolt cutters a few seconds, right? So I'm working on this stove here now. You know, not a lot of wire, but like it does add up, right? Like this is all kind of low grade wire. It's not nothing special. So what I'll do is, like I say, cut the switches off. Like I can pull them off, but I cut them because then later on I can deal with it later. But on these ones here, like if you look here, to get the element part off, there's a little screw here. So I figured it's really tight. Okay, I'll have to get a different screwdriver, but you know what I mean. You take those off, and the wires come out completely freely. Okay, so it's just you just gotta crack it a little bit and then it should unscrew, but just notice they're pretty tight, some of them. Oh, there it is. They're fairly tight. Even with that, it's tight. So let's see how it comes free. This thing will come out. See how it's right here? Then you can cut it here. You can just throw this in a shred. And here's another one so you can see. Like some of them are really greasy, hard to get out, but or they're rusty in. Another one there. So for most of these elements, they look like they're almost burning already. See, like, you know, trying to sell this with that much dirt in there, no one wants to buy it. So how can I sell these? You know, that's the problem. It's a shame to tear them apart, but if you look here, they should all pop out. Just sitting in a clip in this one. Yeah. Okay. Sometimes they don't have it. They don't have a channel. Since there's no channel there. See there? See how it's stuck? It's stuck right in here. This one goes between. A lot of them go under. If I can see, if I cut this one from here, from the cutters. Where do my cutters go? Get over here. So like I say, you could cut this like here on both sides. It should just feed right through. See there, you just cut them here, and then the wires will come right out. And you have a full wire. See that? So if you want to strip these, probably not worth it. It's probably like about maybe 30%, maybe 35% copper, maybe 40. But like, is it worth your time, right? I mean, if you got nothing to do, right? I mean, it's got to be, someone strips it. It gets stripped by machines, but in any event, people do clean them, right? So it's not like they go in the garbage. Everything gets used, right? The ones like, see, here's your like copper. Cut that here. Inside that's your temperature thing. The pure copper wire stripped already. Right there. That's your temperature sensor. See, you can save those plugs and try to sell them, but I tried selling them, but people want to pay nothing. They want to pay $1, $2. You know, I might just strip myself, right? But you could take it all apart, try to sell it. But you know, most guys, what they do is they buy a new stove versus putting a plug on it, right? Especially stoves only last 3 to 5 years. They're so cheap, right? And if you're not cleaning it properly, they just rot away. So, like I say, I could have not cut that ground wire. Could have just took all this out, right, from here. But this one has got a little different system here. You have to take the nuts off. Or you can take it off from here. Or you could easily save this and try to sell it, but you know, I get these all day long. I got so many of them, I don't really care. Anyways, that's what, seven more to go. Okay, stay tuned. I'll show you this when you get the heat sensor for the temperature. I'll cut it off here. Like, it is copper wire, but the whole actual thing is copper. The whole sensor is copper. So that's the wire. I'll just make it a little smaller so you can see better. The whole thing is copper. And one piece, it will go in the oven along the side, maybe around the top rack. You can pull it out sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't come out easy, but that's it. It's a full copper piece. You can scrape it all up. It's all copper. Okay, so I got 2 more to do. One old school one. I'll show you the inside of the old school one. This is a little bit newer, so it's pretty basic. It's all about the same. Okay. So I want to show you that you only see that on the temperature sensor ones that wouldn't have, we could adjust the temperatures and all that. The digital ones are a little different. Well, I guess, okay, this is your sensor here for digital one here. If you look over here, I'm thinking that's the temperature sensor. Let me pull it out. I don't think it would be copper. The old school ones are copper. That's for your oven. So it was just sitting on here, so I'm not sure how that works. If that's the sensor or not, I don't know. Unless that was the sensor here. I think this is the sensor. It doesn't look copper. This is just some sort of, maybe if it gets really, really hot, it cuts a circuit maybe, or something like a fuse. I'm not sure. If anybody knows, can leave a comment. Okay. One here. It's got aluminum top. That's aluminum. And then I have cast sides. They're screwed in there. I'm just pounding the sides off. There's no way here. They're heavy. They're probably about a pound each. 1 pound each. Very heavy. It's probably going to go into like die cast. I don't think it would be aluminum. Some kind of aluminum material, but probably has to go to more of a die cast or zinc. But 1 pound each. And here, I'll start cutting this off here. Like this is an old one, right? Old one's usually better stuff in it. More wires and stuff. Thicker wires too. The newer ones are really cheap. Don't have a lot of wire. Low grade wire anyways. See, here is your main conductor. Goes to here. Your temperature sensor. Okay, I can pull it out. It's copper. A little bit of copper there. So these two conductors are real thick. So they're insulated, number one insulated. So these I'm going to strip myself. So I'll stick them in a different pile. The rest will go into kind of low grade material. This wire is a little bit better than low grade, but I'm just probably gonna mix it up anyways. My wire here now. Just cutting off the switches here for silver contacts. These old ones should be pretty good. Better than the new ones, that's for sure. Okay, these are my switches. So these are all switches from all stoves. Right there. This is my wire. Not too heavy. Maybe 10 pounds at the most, if that. So not a lot of wire, but you know, I still, well, that's that wire, but then there's also this wire and then the plugs, so it does add up. It's clean. All this heavier grade here, it's all clean. It came out of there. And then I had altogether probably 8 cords. So that adds up also, right? Okay, you know, I'll load everything up here and I'll dump this, so I'll continue when it's all loaded up. I'll show you. So now I'm going to take apart some of this. This is a DVD combo with VCR. So what I'm going to do is I'll take at least the mid-grade board out. It's a nice chip there, flat pack, bunch of other stuff here, maybe a crystal oscillator, but anyways, I take these out anyways. All the DVD ones I take out. So this one I got no use. And let's see if I can just take out this mortar. I like taking these mortars out, kind of cool, but not really worth much. Whatever wire. Because some of these electronics, these really low grade boards, very hard to sell. So I'm gonna have to just throw it in the shred. Let's rip a couple components off. The rest will have to go in the shred because there's no real market here. No one wants it. Not sure where those screws are. Looks like a break it. It's hard to see the screws. It's hard to get to. I want the mortar here. I like these mortars, so I'm gonna pop them off. I think they're worth taking. They're aluminum copper mortars. Take that off. There's other mortars here and different things, but you know, just so not worth it, huh? I'll take that IC chip anyways. Here's the housing for it. So there's your mortar. Deal with it later. Okay, just want to take that IC chip and cut a little bit of wire. Let's wire a couple wires here. Mix it up with my low grade. What's really good on here? Basically, not a lot. Get a pair of pliers. I can pop these off with pliers. Let's see. But what's in this in here? Is it worth it? Or just wasting my time, right? It's just so delicate stuff. I mean, there's a little bit of copper in here. Is it worth it? You know, it's up to you, right? Probably not. I would think it's probably not worth it. We'll just leave it on. That's not quick. Look, I wonder if those are tantalums here. These almost look like tantalums. I don't see no positive, negative, or anything like that. But they got a tantalum look. Show you. They kind of look like a tantalum. Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't see. They're so small. But I'll double investigate that if they are. It's a crystal oscillator here. Crystal. Maybe I throw a couple components, take them off right away, and throw the board away. Or I might just take the board out and then deal with it later. I don't have that much time. I want to get this truck loaded as much as I can. I want to put all my TVs and mix it all up and some, just, you know, other things, and break some computers apart and at least get a quick load fast. And then maybe load that up and then have a bunch here so I can mix other stuff in. See any other screws here? I can tell. Okay, there's clips here. I need to buy a flat screwdriver. Okay, I'll get back to you. In these things here, there's a lot of boards. It looks small and everything, but it's the old style fax machine. These are good. Got good boards in there. Let me just turn this one around here. This is your main board you want anyways. This one here is the one you want. Let's see where your gold bearing boards here. Right here. So all these are good. The other one, this is not that good. It's more of a crap board. And this power board's right here. Just cut whatever wire comes off it. So low grade power board. And then I just take the wire off this thing here anyways. Okay, I fill those things in here. That's all I really wanted there. I can see that's worth anything. The rest in there. Okay, so I want to show you they're actually pretty good. They got a lot of good stuff in there for such a small unit, right? Okay. I'm gonna take a phone apart here. It's a GE memory phone. So I'll see what's inside it. There's 4 screws here, so it screws out so far. Let's see what's exactly inside it. See what's in the gold recovery stuff in here. Don't really see too much in there at all. That's the keyboard area I'm focusing on. Okay. I missed a couple screws. I don't see anything gold at all there. Maybe silver. I don't, not really sure, but I think so. It's low grade wire. Speaker goes there. So basically, I don't see much on this side. You see a screen here. I mean, it could have silver solder, but this would be so minute of silver there. Not worth it. Even 1 gram of silver is only worth 50 cents a gram. That's all they pay at scrap. So why would you even waste your time? Okay. Let's get some of these wires here. That's exactly what I got here. It's with a circuit board. A lot of capacitors in here. It's all capacitors. Some little more wire, low grade wire. So one IC chip, capacitors, resistors, diodes, another capacitor style there. I guess that's your chip is right here. It's an unusual type of chip here. So I'm not sure about that. So not too productive, I'll tell you. Not a lot in it. Even this wire is nothing. But you know, I'm here, right? I'll just pop it off quickly. I'm just stuck with a bunch of plastic. Okay. Just want to show you there. This not that Pioneer CD, CDV, LD player. So it's Laserdisc player. It's a combo. Okay, it's got a lot of wire damage. It's had a million screws. I believe all the screws I took out. This one really stinks in here. Gross. It's infested, I think, with cockroaches because I think I saw a cockroach. Gross. Get my gloves on. It really stinks. I don't know if there's a lot of copper plated stuff in here. To be honest, I only want the CD board. So, I don't care about the rest. Or if it's got a good transformer. I don't know why it stinks so bad. It stinks like rotten fish or something. Wow, there's some really ugly bugs in this thing. What the hell is that? Yeah, it's cockroach hotel. Yeah, infested with cockroaches. It stinks like a rat piss almost. It stinks really bad. Figure how I can get the DVD board out. Quite a bit of wire here. Oh, big wire there. That's definitely. I'm gonna have to abort this one. Even though it's got some components. Yeah, it's too infested. Too many cockroaches and stuff in it. I'll chuck it. Ugh. It's all full of cockroaches. A lot of them dead ones. I saw some live ones. Okay, gotta move on. Can't show you that one. It's too bad. Okay, I got a VTech here. It's called a Brilliant Creations Genius Expert. It's like almost like a computer. Okay, I pulled most of the screws out. There's one more here. It's like one more in here. Okay, let's go see what's in it. Another screw. There's lots of screws here. Basically, it's plastic. Very small computer board right there. That's probably the screen, I think. So that's your computer, basically. This little thing here. It's actually, if the chip is covered, you can't get into it. It's epoxy resin or something of some sort. Anyways, so not really much in here for scrap. Not a lot. Not really a computer, it's just like a game thing. Okay. I thought it'd be a little more in there, not too much in there. I'll show you. I went through a lot of material, a lot of printers here, mostly just really nothing in it. All I would advise is taking the old fax machine ones are good, and the real thick ones, the real heavy ones, those are good. The really small ones, they're like $79. There's nothing in them. Even the board, the chips are all small, not that good. But you know, like I say, I gotta just process what I can. There's a little bit of wire here. I mean, there's nothing really in here, but I was curious on what's in here in general. This is just like a old recording machine. Record, you know, like answering machine. Sorry, it's like an answering machine, I believe. Took a couple cassette tapes. Yeah, one played your message, and one recorded the message. That's why there's two tape decks in it. It's probably for the, I don't know, I would say 80s, 70s, 80s probably. Really old school stuff. Everything today is digital. But in the old days, you used to have a cassette tape. A lot of people don't realize. The tape would stretch eventually, and it would get all kind of like haywire, the sounds. I'm just curious on what kind of components on here. You know, this one's burnt here. See something burnt out here. You can see the burn on the board. So this will probably happen. It's something burnt out, and all they did is basically throw it in a corner somewhere, and then eventually throw it out. But the burn is here. The transistor burnt or something. So not much there. Even this side here, it's got a little kind of a minute transformer. So, you know, just basically just, you know, cutting this wire just because I'm here. I wouldn't generally go for it, but I guess at the end it all adds up, right? Nothing of value there. Okay, like I say, these printers, I took so many parts, and it's, to be honest, is more waste. Everything you touch just falls apart on them. Go like this. That back is broken. That's broken. It's ridiculous. I'm taking the ink cartridge out. I mean, there's gold contacts here, a few things, but I'm more interested in the board, just the main board. The boards are just behind little plastic doors. So, just gotta determine where the leads are right here. So. If you don't have the right screwdriver, you can't take them apart. That's the only problem with these things. You're stuck with some window glass. I just want to get this electronics, mix it up with electronics a bit. Get rid of the can there, so your glass. Some mortar. On the shred. It's like it's just 99% plastic. One circuit board. Well, it's actually a couple of things I can take here. The printer head board. This board here is one. So this is the one board that I want. It's got one IC, crystal oscillator right there. But for gold recovery, you know, it just gets you closer to what you want, right? If you don't take these things, well, I mean, I have about 100 of these, right? So I'm 100 closer to getting gold, you know, versus having not getting gold, right? Because if I didn't grab this stuff at all, like I got a flat pack, IC, well, it's kind of like a flat pack, crystal oscillator, MLCCs. I mean, there's some stuff on here, more ICs, but it's still a board, right? Otherwise, if I don't continue to get these things, that means I'm going to lose out on a potential, right? You need lots of this stuff, right? It's not like you need 10, 20, you need probably hundreds of these boards, but in any event, the more you get, the more your potential is, right? Potential is to get as much as you can. See, everything is just way in here. Just want to get this thing out of here, but to get this out, I have to take there's a cotter pin on the side here. I can knock that pin off. You can't get in there. Get in here, just knock it off. And pull this out. Let's use the hammer. If I get this out, then this ribbon will come right completely out. But otherwise, I have to take the whole thing apart, which I still may have to do. There it is. That's what I want. I want this. And then there's the ribbons are right here, sitting on almost like a Velcro. They go right to the board. There's a little bit of gold recovery, see there, with the IC, gold plating there. This one, I just throw on the shred. Okay, this fitness club. It's like incline. It looks like a treadmill here. Just want to show the internal parts. What's inside this part? It's actually quite a bit of wire, which you can see. Lots of wire. So it's got a little bit of wire. Low grade wire, but like I say, I was getting 50 cents a pound, so who knows, things change all the time, but it used to be 55 cents and then went to 50 cents, so we'll see. But last time I sold this wire, I got 50 cents. And I mix it with, you know, extension cords and other stuff. So it's just a whole heap of low and mid grade and mostly just crap, to be honest. This is a little torrid. Okay, let's take the wire off it. I'll just throw that in the scrap pile. So I got a removable chip, 2 removable chips actually, and a board. So take the stuff out. Lots of LEDs. Anyways, I throw that in over there. Really not much here. Just a bunch of push buttons and stuff. This is basically just a low grade board with a couple capacitors. Whoops, wrong place. Okay, I'm just gonna take them off and throw plastic separate. This way I can at least throw that in shred. Yeah. A lot of quite a few TVs apart already. So as you can see, most of these TVs will say just got a little plastic surround. The outside is plastic, and the whole inside's all metal. So actually we're taking, plus you have a board with a bunch of components on there, IC chips. The TVs are actually pretty good. The speakers, they're metal. There's a fair amount of metal, there's a little bit of wire. Not a lot, but it's worth taking off. Okay. Okay, so take off this board here. Two more here. Off here. The outside frames will be off in a second. There. Outside frame. So yeah, this for metal here, centerpiece here, which is not too bad. My cutters went. And here's your power board. These are all heat sinks. Normally heat sinks here. So aluminum. There. And you have your heat sinks on the board with transistors on it and so on. So this board here, I'm going to take a look at it, see if it's worth taking off. Some of those boards don't really have nothing on them. Metal. A couple IC chips and things on there. Put it over there. And some of these got on the other side here. They'll have TV's really rough condition. This guy smoked or something, or it was overheating. Sometimes a little bit of circuitry here, very little bit here. It's probably the board you want, really. It's somewhat hidden, right? Potential board, I think. See, it's got all kinds of ICs and all that. MLCCs, so many on there. See there? And sometimes you have a gold plating. Flat screwdrivers. Like on this side here, you'll have a board. Sometimes it's got a lot of gold plating on it. Gotta bend this up. Then you gotta pull the screws out. Up a bit. So like I say, sometimes you're on the edge. You'll have a high grade, not high grade, but like a gold plated type boards will have all sorts of connections on it. You'll see right here, it's connected big time. See all the gold fingers there. But, you know, usually it comes off easier, but all this is, see the gold fingers, see that? Some TVs is just flashing. This is gold, actually gold plating here. See that right there? Okay, so that one's ready. All this stuff adds up. Okay, well, pile's going down. I stripped a lot of stuff in here, a lot of stuff. 4 more TVs, big ones, a couple smaller ones. Okay, so I strip the rest of the TVs and then I'm gonna clean up, and then I'm gonna come back tomorrow. Probably I'll dump that load in the morning, come back and I'll do more work here. I'll take a load of stainless steel sinks and some sealed units and wire to one location, aluminum, whatever I can get together, maybe some brass at another location. Okay, stay tuned. That's it for now. It's all from TV sets. I got all the TVs done. That took about maybe 7:30 right now. 10 printers apart. A bunch of monitors. I'd say about 10 TVs and monitors. all the wire for today. I'm going to show you the load. I still have some material here over there, that's why I'm not loading. I'm going to take this for tomorrow. I'm not going to take, so I still have some appliances there, then I still want to break some more stuff apart tomorrow. So I'll take all that, and then I'll break some more, maybe TVs apart, printers apart. Oh, but I got lots of DVD players and radios, so we'll see. So I'll sweep up a little bit here, but there's a lot of waste stuff. Fair amount of waste here. Metal here. That's all plastic. There's a couple pieces of glass. That's up fast. Okay, I'll clean up here and we'll see what happens. Probably see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching.